It's a digital simulation, really, to digitalize, to steal life. It is an anti-life program. It's moving from carbon-based life to silicon-based life, to a digital twin of the world that they can control, that is disconnected from spirit. And
I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with his peace. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. In the bright glow of the dawn, I see myself clearly, bringing in a new day. The old way of doing things is done. I don't care what you say. Monsters don't sleep under your bed. They sleep inside your head. And if you haven't done the shadow work, you're left behind is where you stay. I'm envisioning a world full of love and hate. Thus my decision is to walk with this bitch.
I dance my ass off on making that, but hey, man, I ain't been doing the whole. I mean, I'm dancing. I'm like, y'all hear it, because I be getting it in.
But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the street. We got pretend plus homeschool. Our babies is a must. They not just no moms, but also no posse. Spola, worshiping pedophiles. Wanna feed our children's spirits to robots. Turn all of us from carbon-based to silicone-based. Should be where the shit show stops. Get back to doing for ourselves. Water system irrigation and grow crops. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. I'm saying I'm not some master teacher. No, am I some pastor or preacher? Was released from prison with this passion to speak up. After doing 25 years in the beast cuffs. Realize they tried to teach us spiritual, mental, physical diet. They tried to feed us the fire of our ancestors resides in each of us. With that, I'm inspired to turn this heat up. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to war with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets.
Oh, I need some honey in this.
We're really approaching almost like it's a Frankenstein moment. And they're framing it to us as, innovation, right? Where we should all be so excited that this is happening. And, I equate it to like the Golem, bringing in like these robots. They would like to feed our life force to learn us in every tiny detail, not to empower us, but to actually transform us into a robotic simulation that is under their full control.
I'm about to get some strong. You know what, LT? I noticed about this mesquite honey, man. It's good, right? But it's weaker than the ones we first got. You know what I mean? I know it was winter, but I gotta go back and get like a stronger, a bigger mesquite. You can almost taste it. Cause remember the mesquite one, you could taste it. You know what I'm saying? Just like when you burn like food with it, you know? I don't taste it in this one. I taste the honey. I know mesquite's in there because my eyes don't water. But it's not strong. Yeah, I don't know. I just hope that they didn't process it. It says it's supposed to be all natural. That's what it was. That's one of the best selling things they have. So yeah, I gotta get another one. But this is almost like blossom honey. But I mean, it's thicker than any honey they sell in them damn stores. But it's yeah. And they got that mesquite mysterious, you know. I knew you. I knew because I knew if I tasted it, I was like, and you know me, I'm like, and I chew the back of 24/7. I'm like, something missing here. Even when I walk over by the mesquite, while still be having firewood, you can smell it. You know what I mean? I think I'm gonna hold off from that. I don't need no ping, ping, ping. I got hibiscus in here, 2 of them, so that's sweet enough. real Egyptian hibiscus.
I excel like I'm climbing the step. You got a lot to learn. I am adept. You of no
And a real tea bag, well, non-bleached, It's really good. It's like, I can eat this. I have real hibiscus too. I just don't feel like processing it. And then I have the dandelion. Now this is this is the mixture with the cinnamon bark, anise, ginger, which is really good, and then lavender, which is good for your gut and all that, and it's minerals and all this combined, especially combined. And it's about 12 ounces, so it's not just 4 to 6, which is normal tea. It's about double. You can't have it every day. This is my 3rd day, then I won't have it for a few days. Oh man. It's a big fact. It's good, yo. It's good. It's good. It's bitter, but it's good. This is some good shit. This is some good stuff. I don't want to stop drinking it. Oh, that is good. Some of our folks are still young. Yeah, and blind to the fact that blood, we gonna have this real warrior spirits inside me. That's where it's real from. I feel cool air feels good. I can sit out there, but I can't see as well. Hey, what's going on, Walter? What's going on, beloved? Hey, Sharon. Hey, Dev. Ohio in the house. Benji, what's going on, beloved? What's going on? All right, all right. Yo, I was looking and I saw only one name. I was like, and then all of a sudden they all popped up. Okay. Excuse me. Yes. Yes. I did my 100 push-ups, my 100 squats. I ain't do the burpees. I'm gonna do those later. I did my 6-foot bow staff, trunk twist, standing, and it hurts, man. For my back, it's pretty. Well, it hurts as far as I allow it. And you wouldn't tell. You'd be looking at me like, damn, bro. They call it pain tolerance. I'm explaining some stuff today that may give you a little enlightenment. Maybe you already know. I don't know. We're going to see. Oh, the bee is loving the hibiscus. Get it, buddy. Get the lavender, too. There you go. Bring your buddies over. Yeah, come on back. The hibiscus, bro. Here. There you go. I like to watch the bees when they're getting fluids. You ever move your hands or your feet? I'll ask. I mean, I'm not here to say everything that I'm gonna ask. It's personal, know what the business is. Big monsters come full circle, so vacate your premises. We're not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is bond or whack. It's a big fact. Yellow, white, red, brown, black. Now, or big black. Whether earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. We're not going back and forth. Yo, they had this 58-year-old boxer from Tennessee, the music, which God. He got his ass laid out. Now, he looked like he was 80 years old. Now, I know 80-year-olds who look better than him. He looked like, I don't know what, bro. I couldn't believe he couldn't take a hit, man. Jack, man. I'm just a boxer loyalist. You know. And I moved that. For the conscious mind, y'all. What I discussed this morning may allude to some of that. I'm gonna ask y'all a question. How many of these fake Jew rabbis do you see speaking wisdom, philosophy, and bringing people into a different light. No, they all, since I knew them from way back, have always been speaking hate, radicalizations, and this, that, and the other. A lot of you have no idea about what control is. We're going to get into that today a little bit.
Now all up in your face, all up in your space, and I ain't talking all balls with dog balls with whole trees. So I walk out here, is my young cross to the race. I stay.
Agog, Magog. Of course, they have their little Hindu brothers who speak philosophical, but they're not all what you think they are. Okay? You'd be surprised how many brothers I served with who were of the Hindu stock, whose blood type was O negative and O positive. Not all of them. They even talked about it. You got to know people's blood type when you're serving in the military. That's why I knew a lot of Native Americans didn't have O positive or O negative blood. I'm just going to leave it there. I'm a nurse. I'm just not a practicing one. All right? I'm a medicine man, not a doctor. Not a goofy Hollywood medicine man either. Because medicine, that's a... Even that term is medicinal. What does medicinal mean? What is Laviant? What is it? What is its origin? It's Arcadian? Is it Harmonian? Look, we're going to talk about some things. Oh, this cool air feel good. Yo, girl, you might want to hit that window, cuz. The cool breeze feels good coming through right now, cuz. I can't wait to get this next bill finished and get the walls up. We ain't got a whole lot of. I didn't buy a whole lot of plywood, but we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. By the end of next month, April, right? Should be walls up and rafters. Yeah. All the beginning of the following month, May. As y'all know, we're missing a month. It's called Soul. Right before May. My day. Which is actually the 6th. If you want to buy into the fake Vatican, like they borrowed everything. Months. Whatever you want to call it. I don't like saying this. It does give energy. The square? Acknowledge me as the circle and the square.
Yeah. Then is the beginning. Is the Great Reset or the Great Awakening? Great America or make America great again? As I stare so, you know, sun gazing like that and glow. Shine right after all this shadow work, I bear my soul. No more grooming policy, let my hair grow. You a real need you, fighting for freedom. Then we shall go, feathers up.
I gotta get the gloves out. We putting teeth in the rafters, yo. Yeah. Man, we gonna be hitting them 2 3s and 1 2 4s.
About to flare up, it'll beat you, late for you to choose.
That's a guarantee.
Now you prepare for the poles to shift. Offline cause it went dark, total eclipse. The block changed, got
his ass out of kick too. I got the kicking pads, I got all that. All that.
Complete
all that.
My heat is filled down, streets need help now, world economic.
And I'm having to hold it for me.
While we still argue about land ownership and who dwelt on the Nile, spelled out on Marcos, old Egypt by feet, the world out and bound. Our land beefing, all them outsiders, what means to manipulate with confidence to outfight us. Elaborate strategy used to conquer and divide us. Return of the ancient ones is here to unite us, ignite us, to purge.
Our brother, I tried. Johnson will be hitting Jersey soon, I think. So we'll talk today. We gotta get some stuff out, put it in the shed. I do things different, but not everybody does things the same.
I do know though who the movers
make sure everything is good. You know what I mean? We're probably gonna be doing some patrolling. We don't really drink and all that. And when we do, you know, y'all know, but we don't really, you know what I'm saying? We're really on that physical thing, man. T especially, he's younger and he's sickly. Ron should be joining us. He got to work some things out here to go to school.
Awakening is an endless process of opening.
Y'all see, man. Wait till y'all.
Of secret pain, secret terror, and secret fear. So burn, always to be fragrant. Endure stars bars us from the next room of revelation prepared for us. There's always another death to die. Even on the deathbed, there will be another death to die.
It's right there, y'all. I know y'all like, where Blue at?
There will be others.
Blue right there.
Other deaths and other
Blue Thunder right there.
This is the law.
Blue Thunder.
It's the process.
Name of the baby horse. My baby horse that used to come and visit me and hang with me all day. Yeah, Blue. Had blue and brown. A beautiful horse. You know what I mean? Hold on. Do one more time. This is for my talking.
And my music, and a lot of the music, it's only talking about the suppressed rising, the oppressed rising up against the oppressor. That's all. That's what my music's about. The oppressed rising up against the oppressor. So the only people that's scared are the oppressors. The only people who could have any harm coming to them are those who oppress. Simple as that. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, me no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, me no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, me no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, me no surrender. It's time for a change, gotta bounce up. The oppressor's about to get tossed up. I'ma lay him out, execution style's too late, but apologetic claim. You wrapped in a cloak of flame, by God, it's overdue. Your time is to the end. Locked out silent without sin. He put me on the planet for justice to win. The oppressor's about to get rolled down. With suppressors attached in a war zone. Revolution could start in the Arizona. I'm a messenger prophet like Farrakhan. Backed by the honorable, who sits at the pinnacle. Who judges the hypocritical, cynical, and the pitiful simple. My thinking is critical. I'm just ventilating of the actions of the protective service. Quick to pull the Glock, blast and kill. This don't take any type of skill. No, I'm ill of all citizens who haven't took a stand. O'Neill's too late when the caps get bills. Don't believe a TC type. Going hits close to home. You gotta act the bone, but it got the dome when it's on the zone. All red in my vision through sight. It's killer be killed whenever I write. From above, I've been given the right. So you better be ready to ride tonight. All the way to the dawn daylight. We gon' red them out, so gon' pass the kite. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, me no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, me no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, me no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, me no surrender.
Windy.
This world is such a, and when I say this world, I don't mean in an ideal sense. I mean in every day, every little thing you do. It's such a gimme. Everybody back off. You know, everybody's like, you taught that from school, everywhere. Big business. You want to be successful? You want to be like Trump? Gimme. Push. Step. Crush. That's how it all is. And it's like, nobody ever stopped.
Hey, and it's Shalom. Shabbat. What's going on? Oh, what's going on, beloved? What's going on? Then we got Carrie. What's up, mama? How you doing? All right, I'm just gonna chat for a little bit. We got about another 7 more minutes. I gotta grab my thing out the freezer too. Like goat milk. I want to drink it early because at night, boy, make me gas, boy. I ain't trying to be all like that, boy. That's an uncomfortable sleep. You hear me? Another thing about, I'm going to make this statement and make it clear. If you're sensitive, like dandelion root, lavender, like the actual roots and flower, hibiscus, mixing it can, if you take certain MAOIs, we were talking about that the other day, be careful because if you have you don't know you have an allergy and you mix that, just try each one, like over a week period. Just take one day to try the hibiscus, see how your body reacts. Take another day to try the dandelion root, like real, not, you know what I mean, stuff that has tree bark and stuff, the other things. So idiots out here do that in the world. And the same thing as far as the lavender, which most people, lavender's everywhere. You can pick it yourself. If you look, there are reports, especially if you combine them. Like there are times when I'll do certain flowers with fennel seeds because of the licorice flavor to give it a little more, even though it's a little tart and it's a bitter for it, it's not really as sweet as you would think, like fennel soup. The fennels are white, green, looks like a heart, you know what I mean? But then if you like Corinthian leaves and stuff like flower and stuff like that, like be careful because mixing them, there is a chemical reaction that happens. That's how you get the aroma, the aromatic, and how you get the so-called medicinal. But what does it affect? It's like chocolate, cacao, right? We know that in cacao, you have copper, selenium, you have a number of different minerals and metals that your body requires. Now, in the processed form where they add guar gum, sugars, and all different kinds, that is the breakdown. That is where there's no benefit. And that's when it's been stripped, just like flour that y'all go out here and buy this all-purpose general flour. They strip it of its actual benefits to create things that cause insulin spiking and all that other stuff. So when you do partake in these bitters, these teas or these herbs, remember, just like pine needles, there's only 7 out of the 14 you can use. You should be able to identify them because the other 7 will be detrimental to your health in a finite way, the physiology. Okay? Unless you reach this ascension level where nothing can affect you. Anyway, this right here is absolutely phenomenal. Even I have to monitor how much I partake in. That's why I'll do it like a certain mixture for 3 days, and then I'll take a break. Usually I have a beer or something, or because it breaks up, it causes my liver. That's another long explanation, okay? But with your liver, your kidneys, your spleen, your gallbladder, your pancreas, your brain, your blood, your veins, everything is affected in one way or another. And mixing stuff is not always a beneficial thing. And trust me when I tell you, like, if you do cacao for 30 to 60 days, you do a whole rewiring of your network, but it also is comprised, it's based upon what else you're putting in your system. I mean, if your engine needs, say, 30, right? Wait, whatever, and you go for 40 in? If it's a General Motor, are you going to put the regular green or are you going to put the orange one? I'm just saying, as far as, coolant, there's a lot of things that, we do and we really don't have no knowledge because we're so far from it. And then we'll go ahead and, because somebody's doing it, you see over TikTok, Instagram, and it's the control of it. That's why it's permitted. Now, FDA's coming down on some things, but we know they're garbage. All right. They're only doing it because they got to keep an image based on what's going on. We know that there's a lot of things being sold all over these platforms. It's just ridiculous. And a lot of people don't have good intentions. It's about fiat. So be mindful. I did a lot of work. Besides my boy sending me this hibiscus, right? From Morocco, right? I did a lot of work to find an actually, and we say third party, tested, double time, whatever, lavender that I could pick on the res. And I used to do that. And I would look for a certain feeling. Same thing with dandelion root. And especially if it states that it has cinnamon bark and these and ginger and these things in it. I want to make sure that I can pick those out even after steeping it for over 10 minutes, I can still smell that anise. I can smell the ginger. The cinnamon, absolutely. And the dandelion, you can selectively smell each one of those. Now, would I normally do this? No, I would just use regular dandelion, because cinnamon bark, ginger, and everything's with hibiscus, you know, it's fine. But when you're mixing it with the lavender, what's happening? I always tell you, whenever I do this one, I do it once every other week, because it gets me a little airy-headed, a little lightheaded. But it's delicioso. You know what I mean? And now, even though I made it about 12 to 14 ounces, I'll probably just drink about 5 or 6. I'm serious. And I'll be pouring it out in the morning. That's what I usually do. All right. Let me go get this goat milk right quick, because I don't want to freeze. Which it damn near started to do. And chocolate, like I said, cacao, your brain and your nerves and all that, it does do like what is this new thing everybody's running and doing, getting stem cells? It does a resetting of sorts, but you need to make sure your system, your gut health is good. You know, everybody know that everybody's running to that methylene blue right now, that industrial dye that was utilized back in the 50s or 40s or whatever, because of what they found it does. Even though it's synthetic, what it does with the adrenochrome system and all that. I would prefer the long, using natural herbs, having a deeper understanding of them, reading about them. And cacao, if you can get your hands, and I have 3 different kinds. Ceremonial, you would usually do 3 tablespoons in a small amount of hot water, almost like a thick paste, and then you would add about 3 or 4 more ounces to it, almost like a kind of thick chocolate, you know, and that some caffeine in there now, so you've got to be mindful. But and that's for 3 days. But to do it medicinally, you get a tablespoon, half a tablespoon every day, early in the morning or at night. All right, you can do half, 1 in the morning and at night, and you do it in some warm water with a little bit of cinnamon. And if you want, you can add real honey. And I know a lot of you don't know what real honey is, and it's sad. But real honey don't bubble and run in the container. It's thick. There is no running. It just sits there. Right, T? It ain't no turn it upside down and come back an hour or 2 hours later. It's still sitting up there. That's real honey, okay? That crap you're buying in the store is processed, okay? Some of it ain't even real honey. Here I have about, because it had about a tablespoon and a half of cacao, a teaspoon of cinnamon, 10 ounces of goat milk. It was like about a quarter cup of blueberries left. I usually would put a cup, but just a quarter cup. It's more than enough. And a couple pieces of banana. And that's it. So it's right about here, okay? That I'll sip on through the day, keep it in the cooler and keep it frozen. And I also put cachava, because I'm looking for other things as well. Copper, you know, even though it's all in there, but at a certain level. And it's goat milk, real goat milk. I watched it on YouTube. The company that makes the stuff, we get it, just goat milk. That's it. And if you ain't had goat milk, and y'all don't know about Putin and farting, flatulence, because Bill Gates probably want to give you some Bovaer. So I want to discuss a few things. Hey, Charles, what's going on, beloved? What's cracking? We got T-Bone up in here. Sharon Wilson. Food, too. Hey, what's going on? What's going on, mama? Hey, Peaceful Penguin, what's happening? For every man's need, not every man's greed. Absolutely. Shalom, you already know. Carrie B. Did y'all see that post I put up? I'm just asking. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. I have about 4 of these open up top. As you see, I have order, chaos, order, and control. Okay. No, I just want to make sure I got everything right here. Okay. Well, the thing about Yahweh and what do you call it? Ashura, because there are many characters of the one same, and they one and the same are many other characters. They can go all the way to Nimrod, Moloch, It's just amazing how many times it's been broken up and given to everybody in a different accordance. And most people won't. You saw the brother that was over here arguing yesterday. I'm like, when are people going to take the time to go outside their comfort zone, what's convenient? And I know religion made everybody make it hard for them to dismiss it. Why would I give you something and create something and not make it hard for you to dismiss? But it's never with a righteous heart. You know what I'm saying? It's contentious to what? A delivery of deliberate antagonism, argumentative with ignorance, and demeaning of self. It's not nurturing. And who am I to say so? Because I can. Just like people can argue on the other side. Those who are argumentative. I am not. Not at all. But I wanted to show that post, and I'm surprised y'all don't really be looking. I share quite a bunch of posts, y'all. But anyway, that's also dealing with this. So when we look at order, right? The concepts of order and chaos represent opposing forces. So what people say yin and yang, swastika, which that's not its name, right? And a number of other things. With order signifying structure, predictability, and stability, while chaos embodies unpredictability, disorder, and change. A nuclear weapon, right? They say they get an atom and they surround it with cobalt or whatever, however, and they put explosives around that. Why? To cause an implosion, to cause the atom to split. This is what they say. So you know that back in the 50s and 60s, they had the Navajo and certain other people walking around literally picking uranium up off the ground. How did it get this on the ground? Nobody asked that question. And the same thing with certain ores and stuff that they dig out, you know, plutonium and all the other things. And the thing was to create more destructive devices. Is this a new thing? No. They wanted to reverse engineer and figure out things again so they can get right back into this deplorable state that when people start waking up, y'all never paid attention to, they can start the destructive process all over. Ergo, the reason why I decided to read Atlantis, Claudio Nocelli, Arthur Kessler. I wanted to direct y'all into a functioning position of thought, not scripted. That's what the education system is. And there's a lot of teachers that are grateful and happy because with the education system, it was the way they kept you indoctrinated through curriculum, what they stated, not what you research, but convenience, and to have you, as far as diplomacy wise, in a slumber, in a state of inactivity. Only, like I said, convenience to accept the world that they gave. Because that's the only thing you saw. You didn't know nothing about Tartary or whatever word it may be called. You didn't know nothing about Maru, Atlantis. All those things were put together phonetically, right? In movies, myth, legend, all these things. I am legend. You know what I'm saying? That way you would dismiss anything else other than what was common. What's common doesn't mean it's natural and right all the time. Okay? So the definition refers to a state of arrangement, all right, order, this is order, a state of arrangement, natural, something that was always meant to be as it is, not to be added upon, not to be have something taken away or anything. Regularity, or a system where things are in their proper place, right? We think about the characteristics, which is predictability. That means because we know that's the way it's supposed to operate, and we know it's stable, so therefore there's stability. And we know that it has structure and adherence to rules or patterns, not stuff that, you know what I mean? It's a straight line. We'll see, okay? We'll just say that, because that's simple to look at. Chaos, though, as far as the definition, refers to a state of complete disorder or confusion. You know how you have a spool or string like this, nice and neat? And then you have this jumbled up stuff you got to figure out and hopefully not get knots when you're pulling it out. And it just gets more chaotic and you get all frustrated and okay? So anyway, a complete disorder or confusion where things are not in their proper place or are not following a pattern. This is a pattern. That's a pattern. That's a pattern. This over here is just like jambalaya. I'm not saying jambalaya is bad. Okay? The characteristics is unpredictable. Absolutely. It has disorder and change. It's not what it's supposed to be, based on what we think, or what we have, not through contemplation, but what we find to be order. You know what I'm saying? All right, so it's the opposite of, and it's always manifesting something different or changing. A society with clear laws, we know, and institutions, right? That's order, right? But here we're dealing with a messy room, a sudden storm, or a situation with no clear direction. It's one thing if you're doing stuff to get to a certain place, and you're aware that disorganization has nothing to do with your circadian or archaic or your what you call rhythm. You know that's that way because it needs to be that way until you get to this place over here, because we are all in a chaotic disorder, this franchise. We are in this thing that amalgamates to something that has no pattern. It's cyclic. It's reprobate. It's just continuous over and over. And we all see this, right? Hey, what's going on? We're going to change my name. I was the artist formerly known as Matrimony. Okay, Prince. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, let's check this out. What's up, brother? Now, the relationship is opposites, as we know. Order and chaos are often seen as opposites. Often seen they are, right? But they can also, as far as what we gather, or we think, but they can also be seen as complementary forces. A balance between order and chaos is often seen as necessary for growth, innovation, and adaptability. Well, that's because we're reinvigorating order out of chaos. Chaos was never in existence unless you want to hold on to the fake Big Bang theory. The Big Bang is the fact that we're dealing with curriculum and all this crap and nonsense and wars and all this other stuff. That is the Big Bang theory. That's not even theory. That's what you're dealing with. Okay? Do we find order? Of course. Order is with self. Because the world of chaos doesn't want nothing to do with order. So it's not really complementary. But for you who are seeking the betterment of yourself, well, that's a whole nother driven factor that illuminates something that's baseful, not baseless. Okay? Now, as far as balance, a balance between order and chaos is often seen as necessary for growth, innovation, and adaptability. Yeah, that's like, I'm fighting Russia, and I'm fighting Ukraine, and I need a better tank, and I need a better rocket launcher, and better grenades, and drones. Is it really balanced? No. That is just the sum of chaotic behavior. There's no balance there. I know. Dynamic order can arise from chaos. That's what you're attempting to find, I would expect. Okay? And chaos can arise from order. Well, the only way that chaos comes from order is a destabilizing force or factor. Destabilizing, okay? Excuse me. And that itself is not order. So, no. There is, to give meaning to something that is absurd, abhorrent, an annuity of ignorance and perversions, no. That is something that is far from, in a way. All right? Don't go searching how and why and all that and Satan and all this other shit. I'm not saying that's not, and I'm not saying there is. We need to distill ourselves, okay? Now, the perspective, whether something is perceived as order or chaos, can depend on one's perspective in the context. Well, let's ask serial killers or sociopaths about that. I guess that would be a grand way to explain it. That is still not balanced at all. Now we're looking for something when the simple nothing is reestablishing a connection with order, to which the chaotic refuse to allow. In their chaos can be to the point where you accepted it entirely, and that's the only thing you can see. It's never about order or chaos. Never. Is order looking for chaos? Obviously not. It's just like when I was expressing to you, you get a person who is perfectly well endowed as far as in their vigor, their aura, which is not just outside, it's permeating within, and they have this connection. You put them in a room of people who are chaotic, broken, and their stimulus is further more chaos. Their stimulus, right, is more chaos. You're going to take that individual who has order and you're going to bring them into the chaotic realm, because that's what existed. How strong is that order? Well, order is finite. Yet we are, what do they say, intelligently created? So we can be easily subjugated. And if that wasn't the case, then why we're in the position we're in, when order absolutely exists, you're just not partaking and performing. And when I say performing, order out of chaos. Why do I say that? When we look at the, I guess you would say chaotic, all right, field refers to the space between chaos and order, where creativity, innovation, and generative flow can occur. Again, the chaotic field refers to the space between chaos, order, where creative innovation and generative flow can occur. Isn't that signifying a field of frequency, looking for that stabilizing factor that still though has this quantum movement of subsidiary resonance, something resonating from the chaos, looking for the order? Okay, a concept coined by D. Hock, former CEO of Visa, to describe organizations that harness both elements. Obviously, that's some Sun Tzu shit, but we're not looking for that, okay? That is a broken fact, okay? Hold on. So, in the music theory, a harmonic field, we're going to use music theory. We know that music is what? Not just numbers, but frequencies. Frequencies is what? Patterns. What is patterns? We were talking about the other day. We're looking at the so-called Vatican and old stained glass and all that. You saw it because to see it is to elevate oneself, to become that which they see. Well, we see nothing but rudimentary squares and the most ugliest things by the construction today. We don't see the harmony and the beauty of what we created. So that means that from us, where there was order, chaos is now relevant. So, in a harmonic field refers to the set of chords derived from a specific scale, with each chord built from a note within that scale, following standard chord formation rules. And that's the music theory, right? Like triads of tetrads, you know, like music when you're looking at it and everything like that. So scales as the foundation. Harmonic field is built upon a specific scale, which is a sequence of notes within a particular music key. This is what we're looking for when we're dealing with 738, 432, and all these other things, these things outside of 448, 08, right? These things like the bells and all that used for war, for healing, and so many other things that most of you have no idea, because like the stained glass, you don't see it. Your perception is based on religious or based on, I get my funk on, get my uncle, and you don't even know the energy that you're creating and what it's doing for the body. They say that if you want to live long, laugh and dance. But then it's, wow, what about what we eat? Well, there's kind of a harmonic field there too that's based on frequency. And if I mess with the nutrients, the minerals and all that, and I strip certain things or remove certain things, that harmonic field is what? broken, and it's taken back to what? It's taken back to that chaotic. All right. So each chord is the harmonic field is constructed using notes from the scale, following established chord formation principles like triads and tetrads, right? The harmonic functions, just as notes in a scale have melodic functions, sound, right? The chords in a harmonic field have harmonic functions which describe their role in relationship to the tonic or home chord. What would be the home chord? Wouldn't that be natural order of existence? Wouldn't that be something that is not fractured, but is structured around something that is basically, simplistically, order? Degrees and chords. Each chord is the harmonic field. Each chord in the harmonic field is often represented by a degree, which a number indicating its position within the scale. For example, the I chord is the tonic. The 1 chord is the tonic. The 4 chord is the subdominant. You would think higher would be better. It's not how it works. If that's the case, Mr. Bill Bixby, the Hulk, and the Marvel thing, when he went to the woman who taught Doctor Strange, remember he wanted to go back in time to find another place to get the stones, and she removed his soul from his body, yet still able to communicate while he was in a form of stasis. And that was order based on a singularity, right? Divided. And she was showing that there's a natural stream to everything. And she said if one steps away looking for something else, right, it would be disruptive. It would change everything. Aren't we dealing with change now? This disruptive? And yet you hear everything about time travel, this, that, and other. For what purpose? What is the purpose if there's no order, right? And to re-establish it before it would destroy itself. Who was to say that it would destroy itself? If that's the case, then why are we, well, some people believe that you and I are all dead. That this reincarnation, that this is an entrapment, an encasement, a prison of sorts. Is it possible? Fluidly? Very so. Because you assert yourself as far as feeling, knowledge, of knowing, and everything else is only contemptual to this three-dimensional perspective. What if you start looking out of that? And looking out of it, I'm not saying for more, but looking for that which does not condemn, pervert, corrupt, all the chaotic stuff. But in the order of things, now you are able to see a lot of other things. As I was about to state, there's more here. Have any of you ever been moving your hands and it looked like your hand was still there and your hand's over here? This happens to me on a regular. I'm walking and it looks like I'm stepping over one of my legs. I can't explain it. There's more nuances to it. I can't explain it because I don't want to. You could tell anybody a story and the story could just be whatever, because it's very hard to people to conceive of something outside of what's normal. And right now, what's normal is chaos. So when we want to look to understand harmonic fields, the harmonic field helps musicians understand chord progressions, analyze music, and improvise effectively. So if I'm gonna be over here hitting the third chord and that's the dun 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 dun, and I'm going dun ping dun, it doesn't make sense. So you want to find something that can go in there dun 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 dun, that dun, instead of ping, something that gives it a simple, easy flow. All right. That's when we get to the circadian rhythms as natural, internal 24-hour cycles that influence various physiological processes, including sleep-wake cycles, hormone release, and body temperature, and are affected by factors like light and darkness. If this is not the case, then if I go to ElectroSmart and I look at my current exposure of 51, it's supposed to be around what, 14, 12? then why is it increased? Why are the towers everywhere? Why is it important for 40? Why is 5G? And they've been lying to you forever about it, and they're about to incorporate 6G, and they're talking about pulses, and the fact that, in what country was that, when they brought that weapon out that was used on me in the 80s, that made everybody scatter with that subsonic boom on the Hummer. Isn't that frequency? Isn't that chaos? Is there anything natural to that? Your body's not prepared for those things. Thought process is based on circadian rhythm. The food, the death of an animal. That when you go and buy beef, you ever seen beef that's real dark? Well, the food industry and USDA and all of them, those idiots and they little satanic, whatever, smitty smack, they're not going to express to you that that's the pain and suffering in the meat. And that when you consume it, no matter how well you cook it, most of the time it's medium rare, medium well. You are consuming not only the creatine and everything, but you're consuming the information, the dynamics of the frequency in it. And then you wonder why you're upset. You little wacky guys is not working properly tonight when you spooning with the old lady, but you get the groove. There's a lot more to it. It is very important to have a deeper understanding of your natural order in existence. And in thought, with everything going on around you, how can you magnify your strength of truth with all the chaos? There is no balance. None whatsoever. You cannot formulate or create balance while moving chaotically. Natural 24-hour cycle, circadian rhythms, and the body's internal clock that regulates a wide range of functions over a 24-hour period. So we're always talking about the spirit, the source, the soul, right? The aurora, that we're always looking at the outside, the surface of it, as if it's not within. Where's it coming from? Is it just wrapped around you? Is it over you? Is that, or is that not a frequency? Is that not a form of circadian rhythm? And in this disruptive form, you get people on a boat, or on a ship, or on a boat, a ship, or on a plane, or on a train, or in a vehicle. We're doing things like this. They're thinking too fast, they think. Or they can't remember something. What do you think that is? Is that not chaos? Doing drugs and not finding calmness, or wanting to explode and be all and get some, some chem lights. I'm just saying. Where's the order? Where's the structure? The structuring, the sound structuring of your circadian rhythm. That is your body fighting, sadly, and using the worst examples to reestablish it. And what happens? There's a further breakdown. Baby girl Slaughter, appreciate you, hon. I prefer it to my Cashapp. That way I can go and get, some wood and stuff, but appreciate you. I won't see this until April 21st or 26th, but it's all right. Appreciate you, love. But do you see where I'm coming from? There is a deep crevice that everybody is holding on to, this thin silver strand, all right, or satin or silk, and they're holding on to it in the middle of this crevice that is 100 miles wide, and they're just dangling because they don't have the strength to pull themselves up, which is another form of rhythm, a valuable one. And their thing is the fear of fall. And it's chaos, isn't it? What is wrong with being grounded with your feet on the ground now? Taking a day or two to suffer from not eating and drinking, and not be perplexed by your thoughts, because chaotic thoughts are not commemorative, they're destructive. You dig what I'm saying? Right now, everybody's talking about Trump, Biden, this, Ukraine, Iran, that. Papua New Guinea is being murdered by a bunch of people that encroached upon their name on their land. The original people, just like in Australia, that just, oh man. Does it mean that you go grab a gun and fight? If that's the limit to what you're capable of, you're still in a chaotic field. That's not circadian. It's not archaic to your truth. It's still looking at the world they created, holding on to the chaotic purposes as it's supposed to give you value and be meaningful. I'm special forces. And I'm just that like I had this guy say, oh, look, this little fake talking about WAPO. We already know. We always been on this soil. So that's WAPO. Anyway. And they, in their perversion, think that chaos is supposed to be meaningful. And they say dumb things without no knowledge of anything other than chaos is the only thing they know. So they appreciate that as if it's a form of being resilient. You get where I'm coming from? And it's hard, sadly, for most people to step outside of this broken rhythm and find that finite line that brings purpose and balance, especially when you're a bandwagon layer and ride on the back of a wagon that has square wheels. Jay Shaw, what's up? What's going on, beloved? High frequencies. Yeah, the frequencies don't have to be high, beloved. And we don't have to normalize them. There's a natural order. See, we don't have to do anything other than to step back into our rhythm, to be harmonious in that harmonic circadian deficit that we're in. Is it a deficit? It exists. How do you reconnect? How do you reconnect? How do you allow the purpose of its natural existence to be one with you? It actually is. You just refuse to align yourself. You purposely alienate yourself because to alienate yourself from it is convenient. Okay? There's so much more. But baby steps. Okay? I said there's going to be balance. And there's going to be balance. There's no way out of it. They can watch, they can buffer, they can, it doesn't matter. They're in chaos. Not near one of them is in order. Not one. It's about control. Control is not order. Order is established. Did we not already? Hey, baby. What? She's right here, right beside me. Hi, mama. Hi. Yes. I'll get you some. It's right here. That beautiful self. Peace. All right, I'm gonna help you with this one, beloved. Peace means there is no order, because now you're looking for the pieces to make order. Order does not require peace or anything. It's fermented. It is a solid existence. It is natural. It doesn't require anything. It doesn't require itself. It doesn't require peace. Peace is a state of mind. Is it or is it not? It is another subordinate. Stop looking for peace and chaos. Look for order. Step away from peace and chaos. Because the more you look for peace, the more chaos you'll get. Because you're looking. You're not permeating. You're not allowing an established vector to be as it is. It's a lot. It's a lot to it, but there's nothing. What was the most simplest vice used to create chaos? Does anybody know? What is the most easiest simplest vice that can be gotten rid of. But you know what it takes from all of you? To stop and to come together and to not fraud and worry. It's fiat. It's trinkets, golds, talismans, ideas, ideologies. Nah, you don't explain nothing, brother. Beloved, that's what we do. Okay? But it's not for you to accept what I say. It's for you to look into it. We move in chaos because it's convenient. That's what we know. I'm here to tell you you know nothing about chaos. That's why you can't fix it. You can remove it. That's what you can do. You can de-establish your relationship with it. But the problem with that comes all the other things from animosity, enmity, and everything else, which is, I'm not arguing with you. I'm not partaking. That individual is in chaos. You're kind of marsupial dealing with it, this little mole or whatever, this rat or whatever, right? And you're stuck there. You have to remove yourself and then be amongst those where that circadian rhythm is illuminating. Oh, chaos is going to be looking, okay? But the thing is, you don't look for chaos. Okay? Hey, Shot City, what's going on? Kane Johnson, what's going on? I would really enjoy having everybody here when I start. I know how it is with, their chaotic field and view of things and sonification to which I cannot give energy to. Yet you can watch it again. Okay? I just wanted to share that to say. Later on, we're just going to read because, chapter 7. We'll keep that going. And the structures that our ancestors built, regardless of who, with, and how, and why, there was the reestablishment of a desire for that rhythmic flow, not the destruction and annihilation of it, because it cannot be annihilated. When you start stepping back into nothing, you will see yourself to become formless. That's all I can say. So it's for those in chaos, it's scary. Very much so. But let fear itself. It's instinct. It's not deceptive. It's instinctual. It's up to you. Choices. And all choices don't have to be in chaos. They never send out notifications on my, it's no apology required, beloved. Appreciate it. You're here. And you can watch it again. It'll be uploaded hopefully in about 15 or 20 minutes or so when I kick off of here. But I would advise anybody to go back and look at what I read and to find a finite line between understanding and, without looking for some serious depth, allow yourself to be pragmatic, to be part of a conscious realigning for those who are into the conscious things of whatever, okay? You have to stop creating something, no matter what happens. That's all I can say. Some people think like Hollywood. I'll meet you in hell. Okay, yeah. Sure enough. You get where I'm coming from. There's a consortium that knows. Doesn't mean because they know they're Is there something bigger? You have to reestablish yourself. Every one of you. All right? And if it happens, well, it would speak for itself. I know what would happen. But it's hard for you to even conceptualize because chaos is relevant. All right? Work, all the communicated go with it. There's a reason like when we were working with OMEC, right? We enjoyed doing it more, but I did the things I did because I knew that there's a lot of chaos. And even as I spoke, a stinky guy around us, oh, this guy smells so bad. Dude, I was like, what? This is so bad. But I couldn't make something out of something that was there. It was there. It was established. And I didn't like it. So what I had to separate, and there was no conversation. I had to remove myself. And yet still do what I do so we can break up the monotony of the chaos. It wasn't like, we gotta go there, It was, nah, man. It was, hey, learn, enjoy it. But at the same time, you can master self no matter what you're doing. And you don't need to be involved in chaos, no matter how it sounds like it's coming from others around you. Sometimes what sounds like chaos, there's a deeper meaning. It's to eliminate it. Okay? And if you really, really look at it, you'll see this. Again. So they're buzzing. The frequencies all around. This is contemptuous to whatever they're spraying and everything else. All right. They don't have to do what they're doing in Palestine here, which may happen, right? Because they, as far as they're concerned, everybody's going to. And that's the chaos. That's where they find value. Is that contemporary to our existence? No. When you step off the boat and it's in dry dock, well, you break both legs. If you step off in the ocean, no land around, well, you drown. That's by definition. That is chaos. What is the boat doing in the ocean in the first place? Well, its purpose is trade, an amalgamation of fiat, and keep everything moving in the vectors of war, destruction, and everything else. There is nothing pleasant. And it's because you go on a carnival and you decide to go travel, doesn't make that little moment of feel good, which is the intrepid ideology of order out of chaos, which doesn't last because you got to go right back to working, you got to slaving, you got to go right back to your bill going to be paid and everything else on earth that you're supposed to belong on, whether here or not. How many times? It should be irrelevant. You're here now. And what are you doing preparatorily to correct that phallus, that malice initiative? Y'all know my Cashapp, if you want. I'm not Daddy and none of those guys. It's up to you. And I appreciate you guys. So I'm going to sign off. I'm going to drink this goat milk here. Gas City, here I come. And I appreciate y'all taking the time. All right. And I'll see you guys in a few hours. Sisters, brothers, get y'all on the back end. Thank you, FD. Appreciate it. See you guys in about 4 hours.